Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
So we're talking about a woman over in the UK. Her name is Leah Kenyon, and she's popped into news by sharing why she never wears knickers. Yep, she says it helps with stress levels.
Yeah.
Because get this, she can never get her knickers in a twist because she doesn't wear them.
Hey, not a bad little philosophy there.
Yeah.
You know what, though? Like, underpants, knickers, I'm sure, they can be, quite restraining, though. Sometimes you just feel like you can do better without them.
I mean, I think not wearing knickers is an interesting choice, and I think it really depends on the outfit that you've chosen for the day, whether it's appropriate or not. Do you boys ever go commando?
Look, there's definitely been times, if you're at someone's house, you hop in the pool and you don't have a change of underwear. Yeah, you're not going to sit around in soggy jocks.
No, you'd be mad. You'd be mad too. What about you?
Yeah, occasionally. If I'm going to work, I will wear underpants. That's
Thank
for sure.
you.
Just so I can clarify. But otherwise, pool situations being wet would be the times I don't, or just around the house.
Yeah, around the house I never do.
Lovely, freeing, I mean, I have gone commando a few times, but it's always by accident, and it's always when I'm wearing something highly inappropriate to do so. This is one time that was ridiculous. I woke up late for a brekkie date and I had a big night the night before, so I was in an absolute shambles when I woke up, realised that my car was left in the city, things like nothing was in its place. It was a mess.
Yeah.
So I've jumped out of bed, chucked a dress on. I've got a lift from someone else that was at home with me, and I've gone to breakfast, and about halfway through to the cafe, I've realised, oh God, I'm wearing the shortest dress and I did not put underwear on.
So you just didn't realise you weren't wearing any... Yeah, okay.
No. So then I had to sit at a picnic bench, the ones that you have to lift your legs up to get and sit down and eat me bacon and eggs and act like everything's fine, not my bare ass sitting on the bench.
What did you
Is there a
have to
bit of a
do?
draft out here?
Yes, mate.
What did you do when you took the seat? You just have to be like, everyone, can you close your eyes for 6 to 7 seconds as I whip my leg around this bench?
It was a bit of that, a bit of that. Absolute nightmare, but we've all been there.
So yeah, I feel like it must be a bit different for girls, wearing a skirt or a dress or something, because as a bloke you usually got pants or shorts, so you'd never go commando on a pair of jeans or anything with a zipper, really.
No, that's not going to be good for you.
No, you need to be wearing gym shorts or some sort of trackies or something to be able to go commando as a bloke.
That is a tough one, though, with the dress. It's a bit of a dicey one. I think it's funny that, it wasn't your intention to go commando either. It's just, you just realised all of a sudden.
No, and then after breakfast, I popped to my mate Pug's house and she said, don't sit on my couch.
Well, can I sit on the one covered in plastic? That's a new feng shui.
I was like, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Were you allowed to sit anywhere?
Yeah. Just not the couch.
The floor, not the carpeted part.
Bar stool, Kleenex after.
Look, we do want to open the phone lines here. Do you go commando, Adelaide? Is there anyone out there that just will choose just to go commando?
God, I'd love to know if there's anyone that hits the 9 to 5 at a regular office job and just, freeballs it.
Yeah, that's a bit of fun. Or if you're going commando right now, we'd love to hear from you.
We've got a full board of calls right now about people going commando. Didn't realise how free Adelaide truly was. We're going to go to kick things off with Aiden in Manapara. Aiden, good morning, mate. How are you?
Morning, yeah, I'm great because I'm freeballing.
Ooh,
Great.
Aiden.
Right now you are.
Yeah, I'm a brickie, right now.
Yeah. So are you at work now? Are you on the job site or are you heading in?
Yeah, I'm on the scaffold, actually,
Wow.
so hopefully no one walks underneath.
Oh, you wouldn't want to be wearing a skirt on the scaffold. What pants are you wearing, mate?
Shorts.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Any zipper or anything like that? Or is it buttons?
No, just a tie-up shorts and
Oh, okay.
that's it.
If you're on the scaffold, have you got a harness around yourself or anything?
No, that's free too, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
All free.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, Aiden.
Stress levels at an all-time low.
Do you do this daily?
Yeah, daily. Yeah, it makes me feel free. You know, what's the point of having an extra piece of fabric? It just collects sweat and it cuts off circulation. So
Yeah, right. Aiden, do you actually own any underpants or?
I had one for dates.
Oh, okay. One
for dates. Usually that's when you want to take them off, mate.
Jeez, really impressing the ladies out there, Aiden. Hey, let's go to Dawn in Paralawi. Dawn, do you go commando?
I do, and when I do, I send my partner a text.
Ooh.
Dawn, you saucy minx.
What a lucky man. How often do you reckon you go commando, Dawn?
Oh, at least once a week.
Yeah, okay.
Sweet, yeah.
So the partner can expect a text once a week.
Yeah, but he just doesn't know when it's happening, so
Okay.
Does your
bit of a
partner?
turn on for him and me.
Bit of a surprise.
Hell yeah, Dawn.
Does your partner ever go commando too? Does he send you a text ever?
No, he doesn't actually.
Oh, all right.
Dawn, are
Get
you
him on board.
married?
No.
You're not married? So this is still a bit of saucy play there for you two.
Yes.
Good on you, Dawn. Let's go over to Matt in Port Wakefield. Matt, are you a commando?
Every day, mate. And first thing first, I love your show. You never, ever let me down with tunes. I love it. Great to shout out to you guys.
Oh, thanks,
and
mate.
you can go commando with jeans. Been doing it forever.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
You're playing a dangerous tightrope game there, aren't you? Have you ever
Yes,
have you
Frank and beans. You can get one above the other, but let's not go there. All right?
have you accidentally done the zip up on the crotch?
Yes,
Oh.
especially when you're in a hurry and you want to get somewhere, but it's all good.
I don't know if it's worth the risk.
Matt, I feel like the chafing in a pair of denim jeans would be out of this world.
It's a good feeling. You can feel it all the way up your skirt.
Oh, jeez.
Casanova.
Good on you, Matt. Thanks for getting involved, mate. Hey, Adrian in Mount Torrens, do you go commando?
How you going? Yeah, I certainly do. But I tell you, they're all rookies because I'm 30 years commando this year.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Do you do it every day?
Every day. It's been 30 years since I've slipped a pair on.
Wow. Are you doing anything big for the old 30th?
Yeah, the big 30?
No, it's just, free and natural every day and just seems unnecessary to put that extra layer on. I don't know what the point is.
On the 30th, just a sacrificial burning of the underwear. You invite your family and friends over.
Look, if I could find a pair, I'd burn them, but I wouldn't even know what to buy.
Jeez, Bonds must hate you, Adrian. Yeah, that's true. They must. Hey, Lisa in Norwood, do you go commando? Hello, Lisa?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm commando. I'm just about to get into work. I'm going to be late, but yes, I'm commando right now. I'm wearing a long dress, skirt, and my boyfriend absolutely hates it. He always checks on me before we go out anywhere.
Why?
He checks on you.
Because to check to see if I've got underwear on.
Right. And where are you going into work?
I'm admin, so yeah, I sit.
Probably doesn't
sit on
want to
my,
give you the time and place and location, matey moo.
I'll go book an appointment.
All right, let's wrap things up. Kate and Seaford, do you go commando?
It's not me, but it's my partner. He goes commando basically every day.
Yeah.
But one time he ended up having to go to hospital and having a CT scan.
Oh, no.
Nothing serious, but he had to take his pants off, and the poor technician girls had to put a little face cloth across him to give him some privacy and dignity.
Wow.
So embarrassing.
Was he a bit apprehensive to take the pants off when they asked him?
Oh, my God.
He was mortified. I don't think as mortified as the girls or myself, but he was up, yeah.
Kate, are you a fan of him going commando all the time?
Oh, it doesn't really bother me, but yeah, it was not fun that day.
No, I bet not.
Hey, I do need to just say this text that we got through here. It says, have you noticed most people without undies are north of Grand Junction Road? Nothing sus.
First you get the sugar, then you get the power, then you get the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast.
Guys, I came across this article this morning. The title of the article is 5 Common Signs That Show Your Relationship is coming to an end. And feel free to take this home with you and, look at your own relationship, maybe.
Good way to start the year.
Yeah, confronting bit of radio for your Wednesday morning.
But I wanted to sort of test out these signs on our relationship here, because obviously, Davo, you are leaving us. This is your last week on air with us, and I wanted to see if these signs sort of ring true, I guess, to see if any of this is our fault.
Is one of them, not making eye contact when we kiss, or... Because I know I stopped doing that 3 weeks ago.
You have to pay extra for that bit of the list. That's the nitty gritty.
Well, maybe that'll be in the signs, but no, the first one here is neglecting small gestures. Now, this might be, things like you stop engaging in acts of affection like compliments, flirting, touching, or spending quality time together. Now, to have a little bit of a more in-depth chat about that, I don't remember the last time, Davo, we did touch or flirt, to be completely honest.
It's been a while for us, Tom. To Callum and I, it's been a little bit more recent, but once again, I've pumped the brakes on that too, because I don't want to break his heart too much when I chuff off,
Yeah, the old will they, won't they? It's, it'll upset me too much, Davo, when it finally comes to an end.
Yeah, there's still time.
Yeah, but however, I would say we have had some quality time together.
Yeah, absolutely. Quality? There's been a lot of time.
What percentage of quality?
Yeah, I don't know. We went out for lunch the other day. That was nice.
True.
Yeah.
That was lovely.
All right, we'll go on to the next sign. Looks like we failed that one.
All right.
The next sign... always arguing about the same thing.
Mate, if I had $1 for every single time I've said, Callum, open your ears, let me tell you, I would be a rich woman by now.
I feel like that's a huge percentile, has
feel
been
like
for a bit.
I have been, hammering that one down quite a bit for the last 2 years.
But
so
I feel like
say...
arguing is sort of like our love language. Have I read the room wrong here?
Oh, jeez. I had no idea, Tom.
I don't think David knows what to do with
I've
himself.
just been perpetually angry.
With this list.
All right, well, looks like we might have failed that sign as well. So, not looking great at the moment. That's 2 out of the 5 done. The third one, this is quick and easy, growing apart. I mean, you are leaving the state.
I am, so I will be... growing apart.
It's a bold decision as well to not only leave the station, but yes, the borders of the state as well. Big sign of the growing apart.
The fact that you're fleeing to the furthest possible place from Adelaide does make me think, yes, maybe we are growing apart slightly there.
Emphasis on the word fleeing as well.
Yeah.
It's an emergency mission to get the hell out.
All right, still not looking good. We've got 2 signs to make up for it. Craving independence is the next sign. Now, I don't know about this, Davo. I reckon, I don't know if you're craving independence from us just yet.
I don't know, dude. I'm leaving the state by myself.
I just bought a 3-man bicycle so we can all ride in the park together. Are you telling me I have to return it? It's a rental.
You didn't get a receipt, Davo.
Oh, no. All right, we'll test that out today.
Good.
All right.
But today only.
The final sign, the 5th sign to show if your relationship is coming to an end or not. And this one is the tough one. Falling for someone else. You are, of course, joining a new co-host at your new station.
Is he better than us?
Look, you know what? We're at the early stages at the moment. There was once upon a time I would have praised you two too.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Guys, growing up with an older sister, I was prone to watching the odd chick flick here and there. And one of my favourite chick flicks growing up with my sister was Mean Girls.
Oh, my God. I watched it the other night. That movie is a ripper. It still holds up.
It's a masterpiece.
It's a fantastic movie.
Great movie.
2004's greatest hit.
I only ever watched it for the first time maybe a year ago or something. So
What?
That was crazy to me.
Really liked it. It was good though.
See, I was in the age of people that when it came out, I was in high school. I was just starting high school. It was perfect timing for me. So I lived and breathed Mean Girls.
Relatable.
Well, I mean, you must be pretty excited now, Davo, with the new Mean Girls that has just come out to cinemas. And we actually do have double passes to this movie. Go see the new Mean Girls movie out now, all thanks to Palace Nova Cinemas East End right here in the city, or Prospect. But yes, the new Mean Girls movie is officially out. And, I mean, it's catching a few people off guard.
Yeah, it certainly is, because it's not in your traditional movie sense. It's a little bit different.
Here's a bit of a reaction of some people in the cinema of one of the first early scenes in the movie.
Okay, it's like that. All right. Well, challenge accepted.
Yeah, so that is her breaking into song in the movie, and everyone realising this is a musical.
Wow, it's one of those bizarre ones, and they're doing it with Wonka at the moment, that it hasn't actually been advertised as a musical. So everyone's being caught by surprise as soon as you go, because I feel like musicals, you have to gear yourself up to know it's a musical and prepare yourself to, I'm going to the cinema knowing that there's going to be singing for you to enjoy it.
And musicals, as someone that loves the TV show Glee, musicals should be right up my alley, but it does great. It's great.
You need to be in the mood. You need to be in
a mood, a specific time, place, area. It's a hard one to get involved in.
I mean, here's a classic character from the new Mean Girls movie doing their song.
My name is Regina George.
I don't know.
Now,
I just want to say I am still going to see it, and I'll probably froth it.
I was just going to say, I'm absolutely going to go see this movie, but we do want to open up the text line here, 0428 927 927. What movie or TV show should be left alone? When they bring out sequels, and it's a clear cash grab, you know, a lot of the time when they bring out these sequels, and it just didn't need to be made, and there was no love put into the film or the TV show.
Yeah, how was it a few years back, Dumb and Dumber 2?
Oh, yeah.
Christ.
I didn't even end up watching that one.
Nah, it was awful. You know what I watched the other day as well on Stan?
What's that?
American Psycho 2. And it's got Mila Kunis in it as like the main killer.
Yeah, right.
Awful.
Yeah.
Really, really bad.
Really bad. What about the police academies? God, they made a lot of them.
Are there not like 10 of those movies?
Something ridiculous.
A huge amount.
The first one's really good. After that,
one for me that is a big one I brought up before, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I think the OG is still so good as it is.
Yeah,
there was
Gene
no
Wilder.
need to start it again.
Amazing Wonka. Johnny Depp did put an interesting spin on it, and now once again with Timothée Chalamet coming into the role, once again, a lot of people didn't realise it was a musical, just like the new Mean Girls. What movie or TV show should be left alone? Plenty of people getting involved. Still not too late. 0428 927 927. What movie or TV show should have been left alone? Somebody's texted in here. They should have left Jumanji alone. The original will always be the best.
Yeah,
True.
I agree with that. Robin Williams, you can't beat him.
Nah, absolutely not.
Yeah, we got this one here, a bit of a funny one. Someone said Debbie Does Dallas should be left alone. I reckon there's a few variations of that one. Also says, we will miss you, Tomo. Good luck.
So I'm wondering whether Tim and Jack think that that's who it's from. Reckon that I'm Tomo, or...
Who knows?
Who knows?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Someone else texted in saying they should have left Neighbours alone once it got cancelled. No one wanted it back, and having Marissa from the OC couldn't even save it.
Yeah, is that still going? Do we know?
I think it is. Like I said, I started watching it. I probably got through 8 episodes of it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, didn't mind it, but then I've obviously left it alone, so it can't be that good.
I was going to say 8 episodes of the Neighbours reboot, you know, the resurfacing of it would imply that you're a pretty heavy Neighbours fan.
I mean, like I said, I wanted to check it out, see what was going on. Ramsay Street, you got to check in with it every few years.
Hey, this text here made me giggle. What are we up to in the Fast and Furious franchise? Fast and Furious 87 isn't it? I agree.
Yeah, they just keep
Fast and
pumping them
Furious
out.
1, 2, even Tokyo Drift, pretty good movies.
And what are they going to do when The Rock dies? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I guess-
they've shifted through a few of them. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, Vin Diesel will have to carry the series on.
Yeah,
So then when he goes, what hunk are they replacing him with?
I guess they'll go in the James Bond fashion, like it would just recycle action star, just chuck someone else in maybe.
Another hairless, muscly man in the place.
Has to be bold, has to be bulky.
Oh, podcast my podcast. Oh, podcast my podcast. Oh, podcast my podcast.
Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Guess who? I Spy. These are all great games that you can play in the car, but one of the greatest games I think you could play is what's going to be for dinner.
Yeah, classic game. Play it as a kid, you play it with your mates when you're driving.
Yeah.
What could it possibly be? What am I having tonight?
That is less fun when you have to choose for yourself, though, and make those decisions and go to the shops and buy it and figure it all out.
Yeah.
It's not as fun as those other games, you know?
No, it isn't. But in this circumstance, Tom and I, we went on the weekend to the drag racing at the Bend. And, huge day. We were quite hungry and we were on the way back to my house and my mum shot me a text and she said, hey, by the way, if Tom wants dinner, have him over. Have him over for dinner, right? And as we're getting closer and closer to the destination, my house, she's constantly feeding these texts being like, oh, by the way, there might not be enough for Tom. And so I have to break the news to Tom and say, oh, look, there might not be enough dinner for you. And Tom's fine with it. He's like, hey, I might go to KFC or something. All good.
Which I did.
Nice. Your favourite.
Yeah. I don't think Tom was compromised there. He probably thought, wow, this is a good get-out-of-jail-free card. I don't have to have a homemade meal. I was probably rathering the colonel, to be honest. But as we're getting closer to my house, though, my mum shoots another text. And here's the groundbreaking thing. She says, hey, Callum, not only is there not enough for Tom, but I don't think there'll be enough for you either. And this is where it shakes it up, because me and Tom think, what the hell? What meal could this be where there's only... the portion size gets cut down so fiercely, just slashed in half, that there isn't any food for either me or Tom as we're getting closer to the house.
So for about 10 minutes, the final 10 minutes of the drive is when we receive that last text. There might not be enough for you either. So we're racking our brains. What could it be? What could it be? It couldn't be anything made in a pot, like a potato bake, pasta bake, curry. Nothing like that. Too big.
Yeah, I think we must have got a bit of heat stroke throughout the day, because this was the most entertaining thing. towards the end of the day, we're having so much fun guessing what this meal could be. And like Tom said, pasta bake. The dish is usually way too big. There would have to be enough of a portion size. And like he said, we were trying to wrap our brains. And we thought maybe it's a singular thing like steak and sausages. It would have to be something like that as opposed to a mixture in a big bowl.
Absolutely.
And as we get closer to the house, we go in. The suspense is there. And Mum whips out of the fridge. She's like, I was like, I have to ask, like, what was for dinner?
She says, I'm embarrassed to show you. She pulls out 2 bowls out of the fridge. One bowl has a bit of lamb meat. Another bowl has a salad.
Yeah.
And I mean, a little bit of lamb meat.
A few slithers, a few strips.
So had they already eaten? Or?
Yeah, so she was definitely in the right by saying there wasn't enough for me or Tom. It was a very fair call to make, because there was only a few slithers of lamb. And I said, what happened? Apparently, Dad, she's turned around and she's like, Dad just ate it all. So they had a whole rack of lamb. It wasn't a case of something got burnt or something dropped on the floor. It was like my father had sat down, full well knowing that there was a portion for Tom and myself, and he thought, screw it, I'll have a crack at this. He couldn't stop himself. He just went crazy on the lamb and ate this bloody whole rack of lamb. Jeez. So he didn't have any food.
Isn't your dad on a diet as well at the moment?
He's meant to be. Yeah.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Now, it wouldn't be my final week without a Neil the Seal update. Now, if you're not sure who Neil the Seal is, you've been living under a rock, but he's a seal, an elephant seal that lives down in Tasmania, and what he has done is he's terrorising this neighbourhood in Tasmania, which I absolutely adore.
People usually fear the sharks, they fear Jaws through the movies. Little did they know the seal is the big problem.
I think we talked about him a couple months ago when he made a woman have to call into work and say, I can't come to work. Neil's parked himself in front of the car. I can't get there.
Yeah.
If only Neil knew what coverage he was getting on a radio station in Adelaide. He's the ambassador of the breakfast show.
He's gone worldwide, and also, his Instagram has got 122,000 followers.
He's got his own Insta, does he?
He certainly does, because he's out and about all the time. But, think about living in that reality, though, just for a second. Imagine if we're here in Adelaide City and there's a sea lion just trotting around making life... making life difficult for everyone. Well, he's back out and about, and he's giving it heaps. So he has recently just tried to break into a lady's house and kept her up all night.
No one's in there. Neil, don't even think about it.
You've had me up since 3 o'clock. Broke the garage again. Don't you give that to me.
Oh, you big trouble, lad.
Pretty comical music for a serious case of B&E.
Yeah, he broke the garage again.
Again, yeah. That's tough. I mean, what does your insurance company say when you ring them up about that?
There would be nothing in the clause. You're not protected by seal damage. Surely not.
And I feel like Neil knows that. Deep down, Neil knows that
Neil's an absolute menace. You reckon he's a pest on purpose?
I think he's a pest on purpose, and I think he's drunk on the attention. He loves it.
All right. I get older. The Davo, Tom, and Callum podcast stays the same age.
After a couple of years working together, it's hard to be taken by surprise. But yesterday, Callum walked in with something, a new fashion choice that honestly took my breath away. I'd never seen anything like it before.
Well, that's the thing with like a bit of a bold fashion choice. It can take people back a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, whenever you wear your shirt that your nipples show in, I always have to comment because your nipples are out.
I always catch you staring.
They're staring at me. But Callum, what happened, mate?
I wore a hat to work. It was a standard baseball cap, which shouldn't take people.
Baseball cap.
It shouldn't take people by surprise. But yeah, I got quite badly burnt on my face on the weekend, so I was like, I've got to bring in a hat because if I go out, it's actually going to blister and everything. So I thought, bring a hat into work. I don't have a standard brim hat or anything, so I brought a cap from when I was about 15 or so.
But you didn't just wear a hat to work. You like kept this hat very hidden from everyone, and then out of nowhere, about 2 hours after the show had finished, you're walking up the stairs at the office here, and I'm coming down. I'm like, who the hell is this? Who's rocked up? And then he looks up and it's Callum. And I'm like, Jesus, mate, I haven't seen you wear a hat since we were in year 12 together.
It was confronting.
It is weird.
It's been like half a decade since I've seen you in a hat.
But the reception is so funny because, you know, if you're not a hat guy and then you all of a sudden wear a hat and you start doing it, everyone has the weirdest. And I knew it would happen. It started off with Davo. I came downstairs, I had the hat on because I was about to go outside and get some lunch. And I went in and saw
no hat,
Davo.
no play.
Yeah, exactly. But I went in and saw Davo and she started pissing it. And you're like, what's that? I'm like, it's a hat. And then I went upstairs and Tom was like, have you changed outfits? And
I was like,
no.
What's changed about you? Are you wearing a different shirt?
And I was
he's
like,
no,
it's the hat.
I'm wearing a hat.
It looks like he had just teared up on his BMX bike and he had started his day at Fresh.
You cut 10 years off of your age.
Yeah. It is crazy, though, that what a hat can do if you're not a hat guy, that everyone seems to have an issue with it. And then I thought I'd go upstairs to the main office area and just stand there and see, you know, just naturally stand there and see if anyone has an opinion.
Everyone had an opinion.
No, first off, everyone was dead silent. And then one of our social media girls, Cassie, was just pissing it in the corner. No one had to say anything. She was just laughing. Just the image of me with a hat.
I mean, I think the thing was that we were all just shocked that you found a hat that would fit on your big buffet.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
So over the holidays, I went up the river with my cousin and a bunch of different people, and it was her friends, and look, it was a bloody good time. Now, usually when we go up to the river, we'll have a boat. My cousin has this fancy boat, and he tears around the Murray. And it's
Get on the tube?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Kneeboard it all.
Yeah.
Do the whole kit caboodle.
Wakeboard?
No, I wish I could. I haven't got the core balance
pretty
for
tough.
that.
Not
It
the
is
whole
tough.
kit caboodle.
Well,
just half the kit caboodle.
2/3 of the kit caboodle, you know what I mean? But this time we were boatless, which means that we were just swimming through the river, which was a lot of fun. But this one chickie babe that came along really wanted to ride on the boat. And this boat, there was obviously where we were on this bank, this little deck, there was lots of boats flying past. And there was one particular boat where these lads were on board,
okay.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, we're on the bank and we can see the biceps from there, you know?
You can hear Hilltop Hoods playing from the bank.
Yeah, you know it.
They've got the full kit caboodle. That's what you're thinking when these lads are going past.
They have slip, slop, slaps, no shirts required, but they were certainly lads. And look, this chickie babe was like a fly to shit. She was pretty excited.
Yeah.
You know, I thought she was seconds away from risking it all and swimming out to this boat.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, this chickie babe, she's a tidy little number, confidence through the roof. She's out there giving it heaps.
Yeah.
And she's tried to wave them down from the bank, She's tried to wiggle her goods. She's trying to give it heaps.
So what, a bit of twerking going on?
A bit of that, a bit of shimmying, a bit of come hither. She's basically like a mermaid singing a siren song. Yeah. No luck, unfortunately, with her antics on the bank.
Bugger.
So what she's done, she's gone to TikTok and she's decided to take advantage of the, social media network we've got there.
Yeah, sure.
I am on the Murray River at Scott's Street. And if you have a boat or a jet ski, please come and pick me up because I want to ride.
So she said, if you have a boat or a jet ski, please come and pick me up because I want to ride. And what she's done at the end of the video is pushed her boobies together and given it a heap.
Wow, what a way to do it! It's kind of the blessing of technology, isn't it? That you could, it's the, like you said, the siren song, but through the waves of the internet, just to allure the men.
Yeah, hashtag Murray River, hashtag Morgan.
Surely this didn't work.
No, it didn't.
Oh, okay. They blocked her.
Look, she did get a bunch of messages back, not the messages she wanted, if I'm being completely honest.
First rule of the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast is you don't talk about the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast. The second rule of the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast is you don't talk about the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast.
Guys, there are some pros and cons of getting yourself into a routine, right? Some pros might be you have more structure in your life, you'll be less stressed, and you get more used to the real world, as they call it. But some cons can be, life can get in the way, ruining this structure. It's boring, day-to-day can feel too similar, and you may find yourself feeling less creative or inspired if you have a routine. And I guess in terms of routine, most people with a 9 to 5 sort of have one. They sort of understand this is my structure, this is how my weeks look. But for casual workers and part-timers, it's a bit more loose, Times can change. You might be working morning one day and night the next. Mm-hmm. And I guess that looseness of not really having a routine, and even if there is some sort of structure in that work, if you're in a cafe or a bar, you try and break it up because you don't want the routine. You're not ready for it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know much about a routine because I've been trying to get into one for about 5 years. But yeah, I get what you mean. When you are sort of all over the shop, it's probably just easier to stay in that sort of unpredictable nature.
Yeah, well, this happened to me yesterday. Someone broke routine with me when I went to go get my breakfast. So I left here after the show and I was like, I'll just get something quick, close by, get it takeaway, eat it here. So I go to this cafe and waiting for my egg and bacon roll. Then it comes out and I'm like, thanks so much, have a great day. And the guy turns and looks at me and says, I'll have a shit day if I want to.
Well, so he's really changing up, dicing up the convention. Anyone else would turn around and say thank you.
Yeah.
Or you too.
And he's like, I will not conform to the social norms of saying you have a good day too. God. He turned around and said, I'll have a day if I really want to. And I looked at him like a stunned mullet for a second. I was like, did I just hear that right? And then I went ahead and said, okay, have a bad day if you want.
That's the man that you want, in the boardroom coming up with the ideas for your multi-million-dollar company. That's someone who strays away from the grain. That's someone you want to be the boss.
Everyone's thinking outside the box. He's made the box a circle.
He's looking underneath the box. He's not even looking outside or inside the box. He's looking underneath at the price tag.
Was he trying to have banter with you, or was he a little bit angry?
Maybe he's just depressed. We've completely overlooked this guy's issues.
No, it did come off in a banterish way. It wasn't like he was upset or anything.
He wasn't trying to start on you.
Nah. It was banter, but it really sent me back. It shook me for a minute. I didn't know what to do, what to say.
I mean, were you impressed? Were you like, well, this is just a bit different. I kind of condone it.
Well, to be honest, I didn't really think. I wasn't sure what happened till about 10 minutes later when I started explaining what had just happened to me to someone here at work.
Yeah, and then you look in your roll and there's barbecue sauce instead of tomato. He's just changing everything up. He's gone a complete 180 on you and everything. You look over the counter, he's not wearing pants.
I didn't realise January 16th was opposite day.
Hi, Jeremy Cordo in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordo.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.